Hi, it's Doug. This is a kid who calls himself Burlag Awesome on YouTube. He started making chain reaction machines when he was in about 4th grade. Now he's a teenager who has his own YouTube channel full of videos of his machines. Let's watch one. Let's watch part of that again. Now, seeing all these videos of chain reaction machines, they're so fun. I'm inspired to make one of my own. But I have to tell you, they look so hard to make. Like Burlag Awesome said, it took him 29 hours to make this one that you saw. Now, luckily, I happen to work with Pat Murphy. You may have seen her occasionally in the activity videos we produce here at Mystery Science. Pat does what we call engineering. She invents things. Now, that might make you think of inventing light bulbs or inventing smartphones. But Pat has a somewhat unusual engineering job. She spent about a decade, over 10 years actually, engineering toys, specifically science kits. And as luck would have it, Pat loves chain reactions. She even wrote a book about them. I get to talk with Pat every day since I work with her. It's awesome. So let's go get Pat's advice. That way, you and I can make our own chain reaction machines today. Pat Murphy.
Hey, Doug, how are you?
Look at this. You got all these chain reaction machines set up. I love it.
You know what I like.
So I got to tell you, I love chain reaction machines. I want to make one. They're kind of complicated. Like, they look complicated. There's a lot going on. It's a little intimidating. Can you help me uncomplicate it?
Sure. The reason they look complicated is because you're looking at the whole thing at once. Now, when I made this machine and when I watch machines, I think of them as a series of steps. I like taking complex problems and breaking them up into parts. It's making it smaller parts that you can understand that helps me.
Okay, I can see where that would be helpful. So what to you are the parts involved in this?
Well, let's take a closer look at the machine in action. Okay, you want to come pull out the
can I do
pull
it?
out the string?
Okay, all right, here we go.
I think you should
Okay,
come all the way
okay.
around here.
Okay, here we go. 3, 2, 1.
Hey, nice. Now that we've seen it, we can break it down into steps to make it simpler. Let's rewind. Okay, so here's the first thing that happens. You pull out the rod that holds the tire in place. I'd call that step 1. Now it's step 2. The tire swings around and hits the hammer. I've frozen the action here because 2 things are going to happen at the same time. The hammer is going to hit the lever here, that's step 3, and it's going to hit the marble here, that's step 4. Okay, let's see it. The hammer hits the lever, hits the marble, sign pops up, marble hits the dominoes fall, and that is step 5.
So it is pretty complicated. There's lots of pieces or parts to it, but you're saying just look at it each individually, one part, and then they all work together?
That's right.
Okay.
And the other thing that's really useful to think about is energy. It's the energy that makes things move. And when I talked about the different steps, each step includes energy that's stored and gets transferred, or sometimes energy that just gets transferred. But so let's look at the different steps and see if we can figure out where the energy is.
Okay, so Pat, I get the idea now that a chain reaction machine isn't that complicated if you break it up into steps.
That's right.
But I want to make a chain reaction machine myself. Where do I even begin?
Well, it's strange. It may seem strange, but I start with the ending.
You start with the ending?
Yeah, start with the ending because I think of a chain reaction machine as kind of a joke, and the punchline is the ending. I need to know the punchline before I can tell the joke.
I see.
So let me show you this. Because you're kind of a beginner at this,
Yeah.
I thought a good ending might be a message, delivering a message.
That's pretty simple.
So I created this sign that pops up.
That's a
In
sign.
fact, I have two signs that pop up here. Behind this question mark, if everything goes well, the question mark will reveal the message behind the question mark.
Interesting.
And the way we'll get there is I will push on this lever, the marble will roll down this ramp, the marble will hit the dominoes, which will all fall. The car will roll down the ramp and land in the cup. At the same time, the car's going to pull on this string, yanking out the paper clip that holds the shark car in place. The shark's going to roll down the ramp into the cup. Let's see if it works. Yeah, it all worked.